Hey guys, just a really quick channel update today, so I won't even be playing my intro. If you're a fan of Zoids, I'm sure you've already heard the big news of about a week ago, which is that Hasbro is finally releasing Zoids Wild in the United States, along with the Netflix release of the show. Now, as a lifelong fan of Zoids, of course I'm as happy about this as anyone, because it means the greatest toy franchise of all time is alive and well after almost 40 years, but I don't think you're going to see any of these models on my channel, or at least not all of them, and there's 3 reasons for that. Number 1, I've already reviewed them. Obviously, at least for the time being, what we're looking at here is reissues of existing models from Takara Tomy, and I already reviewed those 2 years ago. I mean, sure, the packaging's different, and apparently some of the models are going to be slightly altered, like the Hasbro version of the Ganon toys that you can see here, but other than that and the new pilot figures, there's nothing new for me to talk about. What am I gonna do? Film them walking a second time and talk about why I still think the Gabrigator's Wild Blast looks ridiculous, even though it's called something else now? B, I've already spent money on them. I'm gonna be honest guys, I'm buying every single Zoids Wild release that comes out in Japan, and that's costing me a pretty penny, not to mention shipping. I'm not really interested in making any money off of any of this because I do it for fun, but at the moment I make exactly $0 a month on Patreon, and I'm not spending even more money on Zoids I already have. Plus, getting them shipped from the US to Europe isn't going to be any cheaper than from Japan. And finally, I don't have space for them. Look, I think it's awesome that the Zoids Wild line has been going for as long as it has, but at this point these things are taking up a lot of space on my shelves. I still try to have my entire Zoids collection on display, and we're talking hundreds of Zoids at this point. If I started buying all the Hasbro Zoids now, they'd either go straight to the basement or I'd resell them at a loss. So, in conclusion, I'm really sorry to disappoint you guys, but it just doesn't make any sense for me to do these. I've already had several people contact me to ask about my plans for the Hasbro release, and I hope this at least answers those questions. I might get 1 or 2 at the start so that we can take a look at the new packaging and the quality of the pilot figures, and if there's something cool and unique like an awesome color variant or a model with extra parts that the Japanese version doesn't have, I'll probably get that, but that's it. I actually did the same thing with the last American release as well, and to be perfectly honest, I'm in Europe and my metrics say that most of my audience is in Asia, despite the fact that my reviews are in English. So I guess we're just going to keep it that way, but if you do live in the States, know that I'm super jealous that you'll soon be able to walk into a store and pick Zoids up off the shelf. We haven't been able to do that here in Europe for like 30 years. Anyway, that's it for this one. Speaking of my metrics though, if you watch this, you probably like my Zoids Wild reviews, and as it turns out, I still get well over 80% of my hits from people that aren't subscribers. Now, I've got the Burning Liger coming in later this month, and I will keep reviewing all the regular Zoids Wild releases from Takara Tomy, so you're really missing out if you don't subscribe. And if you want to see Hasbro reviews on here, you know, I have a Patreon, and if that suddenly starts making money, I just might change my mind. In the meantime though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.